Well, this is day 2 of our ride down here at Mulberry Mountain. We decided to head back to the waterfalls that we had found the night before and see what it looks like in the daylight, because we couldn't get very good pictures because it was so dark when we came across it. Mike couldn't resist driving up on this slab of rock here, so
you know, we're not real far from that waterfalls if we can get straight to it.
We can try. It'd be good to know where it's at.
we both got these Midland radios, and they work really well. They're what are they, GMRS base radios, and they work a lot better than we were using some handheld ones, but sometimes they were hard to hear when you were driving.
There's the spot.
Yeah, if you watch the day 1 video,
Yeah, that's it.
right there is where Mike got hung up. It's kind of hard to tell there, but it is a really bad rut on one side.
Yeah, when you can't see what you're doing, you can go faster.
Yeah, all this we're riding now, we're riding the opposite direction back to that waterfalls that we rode in the dark coming back out. We got extra lighting and you can see pretty good, but it's not the same as in the daylight. I know it doesn't look like it here because of all the water standing around, but the water was way down from the other times we've been down there. We go to we go by the 60-foot waterfall later on, but I didn't even put it in the video because there was no water at all coming down the 60-foot waterfalls. And every time we've been down there before, it was really flowing. So this waterfalls we're going to now, any other year, it would have really been probably really roaring down there. It was still flowing pretty good, but it is a lot drier this year than in the past when we've been down this way.
Sure, we came up this.
Yeah, this is the spot. It was hard for me.
I don't know if there's a bypass around it or not.
Yeah, we came up this in the dark. We drug a few places going down this, so right there I drug.
Well, that wasn't too bad. I drug a little bit.
Mine drug the whole way. I'll be surprised if my skid
pretty good coming up this in the dark, didn't we?
Yeah, we did, but that right there hurt. Man, I just hit hard.
What, right now?
Yes. Ouch.
Now this is where we're coming down to the waterfall. Somehow we found it in the dark, but this is a really good waterfall. It's kind of a two waterfalls. Up above it is a small one, and then right here on the right is a big drop off. And it's hard to tell in the video, but it's probably about a 30-foot drop, I'm estimating. But there's the waterfalls up above it. And then this is the big one here. It doesn't look very far, but the video's kind of deceiving because it's at least probably
This is a hell of a drop.
Probably
here.
a 30-foot drop, I'm guessing. We had went in search of a different waterfalls the day before. Somehow we drove right by it and missed it, and then later on we stumbled into this in the dark. So we went back there so I could mark it. I got the ride command, it's got the GPS, so I put a waypoint out for that waterfall. So if we're down there again, we can take our wives, if they're down there, take them down to that one. We'll be able to find it easier. We still had a lot of water crossings, and I can only imagine how bad they would be if it was any other time that we'd been down there. As I said, this is the first time we've been down there that the 60-foot waterfall wasn't flowing pretty good, and it wasn't flowing at all when we go by it. Now the 60-foot waterfall, that's on the Mulberry side. This is on the Mill Creek side here still. When we came back up from the waterfalls that we just showed, we kind of looped up and skirted onto the blue loop for a little bit. And while we were up there, Mike was leading and had a black bear run out right in front of him, which I don't have it on video. He had it on video, but his video didn't really show it very good, so I didn't put it in. But that's the first time we've come across a bear while we were riding.
I just hit a big black bear.
Where at?
Right here where I'm stopped.
Which side?
It was huge.
Which side of the trail?
He was on my side and he ran straight across the trail down into the deep woods.
headed back to where we were staying at the Sears house. We go back and took a little break, and then we went and rode the Mulberry side. We rode it backwards from the way we normally would have rode it in the past. I don't have my lighted whips in now because my brackets started coming loose. When we got back, when we took a little break before we went the rest of our ride back at where we were staying, I reattached them and put my whips back in. Now that's that spot that Mike had trouble in before. Every time I come up to it, you don't see it really in time, and I go right through it every time. Drag hard. What got Mike is he was leaned over so bad he had his driver doors in the side of the rut there, and he's afraid about tearing up stuff. But he got through, didn't tear anything up, luckily. Now here's where you come up to the 23 or the pig trail they call it. When we cross this, and then you're right almost to the Sears house, and this is where we pull in the Sears house. I fixed my whip mounts, and then we went and rode to the 60-foot waterfalls, the opposite direction that we normally have rode it in the past. I didn't put any video of the 60-foot waterfalls because we stopped there, walked up, and there was not one drop of water coming down it. But there is another waterfalls up past the 60-foot waterfalls, and it was still flowing, so I did put some of it on there. There are a lot of waterfalls out here if you try to go find them. This is the waterfalls up past the 60-foot waterfall. It is still flowing water, but in the past it was flowing more. And that's another pretty good drop there to that one. That's my buddy Mike there. And we kept riding. It got dark, and with my roof light on and the trail's dusty, it actually was reflecting the dust back, so I ended up turning off my light on the roof. Now I'm leading here. We're headed out. This is taking us back to 23, and this is the end of our ride. But like I said, this is a good place to go ride. There's plenty of riding down there.